From Boba Fett to Boba Bobo Boba Bo, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else. That is correcting people. This is Actually. Joining us today, we have Matt Mercer. Becca Scott.
'Tis my great honor to be here.
And Jon Gabrus.
Mahalo, bro.
And
Try to do that as unironically as possible. Didn't work.
Impossible.
he's got the Aloha shirt and he's saying mahalo. He's
Full
saying
cultural appropriation from your
thank
book.
He's saying thank you to everyone for some reason. Aloha's a very well-known Hawaiian phrase, but he went for mahalo. I don't know. What a great crew we have here. All of you previous contestants, all of you have won at least one episode before. So this should be a nice, fun battle royale.
Easy breezy battle royale.
Say fun as many times before we do it as possible.
It's fun. It's going to be fun, guys. I can't say it's going to be fun.
You sound like my mom on a ride to a museum.
Yeah, it's like a road trip. It's like, come on, right?
Have fun already!
They have installations.
We're going to learn, but it's going to be fun. You've all been on the show before, so you know the rules, but for any new viewers at home, it's very simple. I have here a stack of statements. These are untrue statements about things that you enjoy. It's up to you to find what's wrong with them, buzz in, and correct me. All your corrections have to be preceded by the phrase, actually, and you can interrupt me at any point during the question reading. In Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, Rick Deckard is a Blade Runner, a specialized bounty hunter that finds and retires escaped rogue androids.
Actually, they're not androids. They're that other thing that's in Blade Runner.
They are called replicants, but they are androids. If we're going to use like a generalized definition of androids, yes, Matt.
Actually, that was the point I was about to make.
Well, I already took it from you.
You did.
You probably knew the word
I will
replicant.
take
I
that.
did.
Yes.
Yeah, they are androids. They're called replicants, but they're essentially, if we're talking like a general definition of what an android is, they're
Read it again. Oh,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's it. Actually, that is the plot of the movie Blade Runner, which is not the actual plot of the book, Dream of Electric Sheep.
I am describing a position and not necessarily the plot. And then it is sort of kind of the same thing. Gabrus.
Actually, he prefers the name Dick Deckard.
I was gonna make the same
It just sounds right. It's like Dick Deckard. It's like putting a bunch of dice in your mouth. Dick Deckard. A really hard, uncomfortable sound that I insist all my friends refer to me as. No, it is Rick Deckard. And I will say this is also an incredibly tricky, weird bit of trivia that I'm throwing at you.
Actually, he doesn't retire them. He just issues the test to determine if they are replicants.
Well, if they're not, he does retire them. Yeah, he does retire them. He does put them on a farm where they can run around for a while and have a good time.
That's where they are. Yeah.
No, my replicant actually went to a farm. No points. I'm gonna lay this little bit of
Save
trivia
us,
on here.
please.
So in the book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, the term Blade Runner does not ever appear. That is not a term that exists. And in fact, the term Blade Runner was borrowed wholesale from a completely different book. There is a book that is called Blade Runner that makes sense with that title, that is about like a post-apocalyptic future where surgeons are like stealing organs and things like that using their scalpels and things. That's where the name Blade Runner comes from. Nowhere in the original book. Some executive was just like, this sounds cool. We'll make that the title of the movie.
An executive in a meeting who's like, yeah, I read the book, Blade Runner.
What
And
do
they're
we have
like, we got to go with this asshole's idea now.
He's too high on the ladder. Some VP just has a stack of things they might want to adapt next to him. It's like, we're talking about Blade Runner, right? And everyone's like, oh, yes, sir, we're talking about Blade Runner.
Blade Runner was a movie I tried 5 times. Like, I tried to get into it when I was like 13, 16, 19, and it took the new Blade Runner coming out for me to rewatch the original, giving it my 5th try. Finally enjoyed it. I felt it was like my nerd homework. I was like, no, it was like Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. I'm gonna get to it.
I am ashamed to say the same thing. I was just like, because everyone was like, it's like, this is the best. And it's like, I'm so bored right now. I'm so utterly bored.
Maybe it required having a lot of copious free time and not a lot else to do as a child to appreciate the movie, which I had. So I enjoyed it thoroughly, sitting alone in my room.
I'll say, I think, like, I recognize that this is the, like, minority opinion, and that I'm wrong here, but it's like one of those things of just like you like I'm feeling like such an idiot where someone's like, it's such an amazing movie, and I'm like,
I've yet
I
to
don't think
not
I
fall asleep.
understand it. I don't know what's going on.
I'm like,
here.
I'm really bored.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell anyone that though.
Yeah, they'll think I'm dumb.
Was there narration or no narration? Because that's
I tried both.
I tried both. Over the years, I finally
Yeah, 'cause
found
you tried one and people are like, well, there's two versions.
you gotta watch the director's cut.
That was the problem.
No, you gotta watch the director's cut. I'm like, all right, this is fucking
This one's
crazy.
5 hours long. You'll love it.
Did you really read all of Wheel of Time? That's like 20 books.
I'm like 6 books in, but I had to take a break because it's boring. No character makes a decision ever.
You could just
They don't make a choice ever yet.
I haven't started them because I know, like, even though it's like, oh, this is an iconic fantasy series, and it's just like, it's like, yeah, it feels like nerd homework. It's like, I know I should read this, and I'd rather.
When
not.
people tell you it gets really good at book 7, and
That's
you're
a
like,
hard sell.
That's 2,800 pages I have to get through to enjoy this book. Fuck that.
That's
Well,
not
and
even like season.
Jump over to the Stormlight archives, or
Yeah.
even maybe Name
Yeah.
of the Wind.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
right? Get crazy.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll move on to our next question, which is about video games here. Hey, listen, the Zelda series is full of helpful fairies who can heal you, provide you with information, or improve your gear. While some of these are unnamed, others like Tingle, Navi, and Tattle are important characters in their own right.
Actually, Tattle is not an important character.
Well, it's a named character. We can. That's a little bit subjective, but no, it's not what we're going for here. Matt.
Actually, Tingle is not a fairy, but it's just a creepy little dude in a weird spandex suit that rides on balloons.
That is correct. Tingle is not a fairy. He is a 35-year-old man.
Yep.
Which I love because I feel like we see in Tingle a reflection of ourselves. And it is just, it's like, yeah, I too am a man in my 30s who is a little too obsessed with these fairies. And
Weird. Tingle seems to have pins and needles in his feet from playing video games for 7 hours in a row. Tingle seems pre-diabetic.
I feel like there are people who like hate Tingle. Who's just like, this character sucks. And it's like, I think maybe you're telling us a little bit about how you feel about yourself. Yeah.
It's true.
Self-reflection
Yeah.
in video games.
Well, that is a point for Matt.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Our next question is a special guest question via video. So we're gonna throw over to video here.
I'm Kristian Nairn. As Hodor on HBO's Game of Thrones, my lines were pretty limited. They consisted of only one word, Hodor. It wasn't until season 6 on the episode The Door that we heard me say other words.
Matt just barely beat everyone else. Yeah.
I didn't.
Actually, that occurred in season 5, not season 6.
Incorrect.
Actually, it happened in season 7.
No, that is also incorrect.
Actually, wasn't there a flashback before that episode where we saw him pre-mental issues?
That is the episode in question that he's talking about. But no, yes, Matt.
Actually, the lines were spoken by the actor who played young Hodor and not Kristian himself.
That is correct.
There we go.
That is some legalese bullshit that we did, and you caught us in it. Let's go ahead. Let's see what Kristian Nairn has to say.
Actually, while the character might have said other words, Kristian Nairn, I've only said Hodor.
I do think it's a little bit of a testament to. I just think of it as I think of him as Hodor, and it's like you flash back. It's like, oh, that's just young Hodor. Of course, it's not a different person. That's still Hodor.
I didn't want to break the suspension of disbelief for
Yeah.
anyone that's a diehard fan that wasn't the same person.
Sure,
They
yeah.
said a lot of
I'm
words
such a
sight when they did that
diehard
shit.
fan of the books that I have to believe that the actor is in young man makeup
This is-
on his knees like Dorf on golf.
This is
Hodor
the
didn't
first
happen in the books.
Yeah.
Let me just
Drop
throw
a
that out.
Dorf reference.
Back. In case you were wondering, I'm in my late 30s. Welcome to Dropout.
Well, that is another point for Matt for finding our dumb little loophole of a question.
Can we start over?
This is about Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
I'm out. I was fucking girls when that was on. I was 12.
Oh man. Grew up fast.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon is classified as at least one of 18 types, one of the rarest of which is the Dragon type. Weak against ice attacks and other dragon attacks, this type includes Dragonite, Salamence, and Charizard.
Dragons are not susceptible to other dragon attacks.
They are actually, yeah, isn't that weird? Matt has beat you to it, just give it to you.
Actually, Charizard is a fire type Pokemon, not a dragon type.
That is correct. Charizard, the most dragony looking motherfucker, is not a dragon type Pokemon.
Should we-
Is that what you were gonna say?
That was
Okay.
literally one of the 5 things I know about Pokemon. And I only know because when I was like way too old for it, Burger King did a promotion and I fucking went and ate 2 Happy Meals a day in high school for 6 months and got every single Pokemon from there. Literally tried to trade with like an 8-year-old kid who was at Burger King with their mom, and she like ushered him into the car. It was like, "Sir, leave us alone." And I was like, "I need the squirrel."
This is
You want
such
to
a
line them up on the shelf later while you're fucking girls to work?
this is such a hard turn from I was fucking girls to being like I was eating every Happy Meal.
What I appreciate is that he doesn't know, or has admitted to not really understanding or having interest in Pokemon as an actual game or a fandom, but those Happy Meal toys is where you were fucking on the ball.
I think I was looking for an excuse to eat both a burger and chicken nuggets every single day.
That's it for this preview of Actually. If you enjoyed it, I have good news. There's a lot more of it over on Dropout. Go to dropout.tv and start your free trial today. And fun fact, I'm not wearing any pants right now. All right, these are Lovecraftian elder gods. Now, one of them is not a real Lovecraftian elder god.